welcome you into one of the most anticipated boys basketball matchups of the WPIAL season. Is tonight the Belle Vernon area Leopards welcome the defending WPIAL champion Laurel Highland Mustangs to Belle Vernon. Sean Myers, Greg Bizignani here on the call, and this is a big-time matchup. You mentioned the Mustangs, the defending champs. They actually captured the title in 5A a year ago. They have dropped down to 4A class section. And they compete against the Leopards. Belle Vernon area has a record of 9-9, 4-3. A little surprising that it has been a sluggish start to the season, although if you dig a little deeper, it's more understandable when you consider that they played the first 5 games without about half of their roster, because the football players, who are many of their top performers, were winning a state championship on the gridiron. And even once they return, there was some success, but it's also an acclimation period, and they're in a really competitive section against both Uniontown and Laurel Highlands. The Leopards came up short against the Red Raiders in their 2 meetings, and now they are looking to achieve a season split against Laurel Highlands, the Mustangs winning the first time. But Greg, we knew when the schedule came out and these teams were in the same section that this would be a big-time showdown.
Sure. I mean, both these teams had great years last year, have great head coaches and good track records, so it's not surprising that this game's coming down to be a highly anticipated game. I think it's going to be a tale of the season for Belle Vernon. They're really looking for that signature win, so this is a game that they've been looking to. I'm sure that they've been circled on, and Coach Salvino's really been focusing their team for this game.
Joe Salvino, he is in his 5th year at Belle Vernon area, but almost 40 years total as a head coach in the WPIAL. He has over 700 wins. He got win number 700 in the state playoffs with the Leopards last year. There's hardly anyone who has accomplished as much as him, and that includes, during his time at Menneson, 6 WPIAL titles and 2 state titles. We'll now turn it over for the introduction for the Leopards.
A 5'8" sophomore, number 3, Trevor Kovac. A 6'3" sophomore, number 4, Alonzo Wade. A 6'3" junior, number 5, Quentin Martin. And a 6'5" junior, number 14, Braden Locke. The Leopards are led by head coach Joe Salvino.
So you see the starters for Belle Vernon area. Once again, they are Zion Moore. He is a sophomore guard wearing number 2, and he has been a massive addition to this team after transferring from Ringgold. He is the leader in scoring for the Leopards at 25 per game. Trevor Kovac, a sophomore guard who wears number 3, joins him. Alonzo Wade, another sophomore guard, clad in number 4. Quentin Martin, the junior guard forward, wearing number 5, one of the top football players in the entire country in his class. And then Braden Locks, a 6'5" junior forward, number 14, rounds out the starting 5. On the other side for Laurel Highlands, their star-studded duo, number 1, Keandre DeShields, number 2, Rodney Gallagher. They're joined by Mason Bullish, number 3, Blaze Krisner, number 11, and Patrick Kavanaugh, number 15, under the guidance of Rick Hogger. 19 years guiding the boys. He spent 10 years guiding the girls at Laurel Highlands preceding that. First possession is for Belle Vernon area, and they try to feed it to Quentin Martin, but it is stolen by Bullish. And it's loose, but stays with the Mustangs. DeShields, floater, that's good. It's hard to believe that on a team that has Rodney Gallagher, it's Keandre DeShields who's the leading scorer, 23.2 points per game as opposed to Gallagher's 20.7.
He's quite the physical specimen, and I'm sure he's going to be difficult to handle in the paint today.
So Wade tries to go to work. To Locks. Moore against Gallagher. What a great matchup that is, and Gallagher wins the first meeting as Wade picks up the loose ball. Alonzo Wade, difficult shot, and a good defensive stand as Krisner gets the rebound.
Both teams starting in straight-up man-to-man defense.
One of the big questions for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs is we know that DeShields and Gallagher are always going to bring it offensively. Can they get supplemental scoring to those two? That has been a question mark and sometimes a challenging aspect of their season as DeShields unable to knock down that three. Moore with the basketball all the way to the cup. Can't get the roll, and the rebound goes to Polish. Leopards looking for their first points as we've played nearly 2 minutes. Gallagher inside. What a finish for Rodney Gallagher.
That's just pure athleticism right there, to hang in the air and be able to do that reverse layup.
Gallagher is really one of the most unique WPIAL athletes we have seen in about a decade or so. He ultimately decided to go the path of football and has recently signed with WVU. He'll play for the Mountaineers next year, but when he was a freshman, he looked like he was a surefire 5-star basketball prospect as Zion Moore gets the Leopards on the board. It makes it 4-2 Laurel Highlands.
Yeah, good offensive play there. I know Coach Savino's been looking for more team play and passing the ball, and Belle Vernon's got to work a little bit more on offense to get some better shots.
Bullish to Shields. Fade away. That's a high degree of difficulty. Doesn't matter for Keandre to Shields.
Well, he's got the first 2 shots, really nice soft touch. Hasn't even hit the rim yet.
Wade using a screen from Locks. Wade all the way, and he gets the easy finish. And now the officials in this jam-packed gym are telling people they have to move off of the baseline. There was almost no room on these baselines. We actually had a little delay before the game because the basket on the left side from where we're situated had a little bit of an issue with the one wire hanging down. So they got that squared away. As the Mustangs, that's a good feed and an easy layup for Kavanaugh. So the 6'3" senior gets that supplemental scoring we talked about. It's 8-4 Laurel Highlands.
Yeah, Laurel Highlands doing a good job penetrating in the paint and getting good looks at the hoop right now. Belle Vernon doing working a lot harder on offense.
And a travel as Wade was trying to feed it into Braden Locks. Those 2 football teammates. They, along with Quentin Martin and 5 others, competed on the gridiron for Matt Humbert's squad as DeShields all the way. Locks went up and challenged, but not enough resistance for Keandre DeShields. He's got 6 of his team's 10. Moore trying to answer. Offensive rebound by Martin. And he loses it off of his knee for a turnover. Martin's numbers down a little bit from a year ago when he averaged 19 points per game, but he's rebounding at a higher clip. He averages shy of 10 last year. He's at 13 this year to go along with 16.9 points. So I think that's him buying into a slightly altered role because they bring in a guy in Moore that has been a prolific scorer. Gallagher, 3-ball, it's good. And what a start for Rick Hogger's squad as they have opened up a 9-point advantage halfway through the first quarter.
I'm not sure they've missed a shot yet.
And Gallagher comes up with a steal, but he was unable to stay in bounds. He's likely to play receiver at the collegiate level, but he looked like a defensive back with an interception there as Tommy Davis checks in, the sophomore for Belle Vernon. Davis has seen his role grow throughout this season. Moore. And he got caught in between, tried to feed it down to Davis, but Davis was looking at the backboard thinking the shot was going up.
Yes, Belle Vernon's already had 4 turnovers. They have to do a better job taking care of the ball here early in this game. Laurel Highlands has a lot of experience, and seniors on the floor seem a lot more ready to play. See if Belle Vernon settles back in.
Gallagher, and it's an offensive foul as Kavanaugh with the illegal screen. That's the first foul of this contest.
We'll see if Belle Vernon gets a little bit more into the offensive flow here.
Well, they certainly could use a spark right now. Moore and Wade have provided their points. Kovac with the dribble. He's covered by Bolish. Stagnant right now for the Leopards. Difficult shot. Bank doesn't go. Kept alive. Put back by Davis off. Goes back to Wade, and he gets it to rattle home. So Alonzo Wade with the offensive rebound and the putback. And now the Leopards force a steal. Good job by Moore, but he is fouled on a pass attempt, so it will stay with the Leopards. Second foul. They've both been called on Laurel Highlands.
Yeah, good sequence there for Belle Vernon. Good way to get back in the game is get some offensive rebounds and then force a turnover.
Curtis Wade has checked into the contest along with Diabre Lightfoot, a couple of freshmen for the Leopards. A very young team. And so you look at this group and you figure, okay, they're going to be even better next year, but you don't take anything for granted, and especially with the football attention that Quentin Martin has received, you always have to wonder, once he becomes a senior, will he be playing basketball for the Leopards? We've seen so many football players become early enrollees to get a head start on their NCAA career.
Yeah, definitely the trend that's been happening.
Gallagher is one of those exceptions. What great hands by DeShields. He comes in and finishes at the rim as Keandre DeShields has 8.
Yeah, another turnover for Belle Vernon leading to an easy basket.
DeShields has such great length. We talk about all these great football players. He's committed to continue football at St. Francis. He was a guy that was kind of late to the party in terms of playing the sport of football. That one's stripped. It stays with Curtis Wade. Long two-point jumper nearly banked in by Lightfoot, but the rebound goes to Laurel Highlands. Pull-up jumper. That's well off by DeShields. A rare bad miss for the senior.
They're one of the few misses so far in this first quarter.
More contested. Great defense by Gallagher, and he forces an air ball. And so some fresh bodies come onto the floor for the home team. Alonzo Wade and Braden Walks return. On the other side, Michael Bittner checks in for Laurel Highlands. Nathan Swartfeger also into the game.
We'll see Belle Vernon still picking up full court man, but they're leaving the lane open. I'll be curious to see if they try to play any zone later on in the game.
Nearly a steal by Alonzo Wade. Floater, that's too strong by Swartfeger. I think the Leopards will be okay with him taking that shot, though.
Yes.
Good take by Wade, but he was unable to get it to go home, and now a double team against Gallagher, and he's able to easily race away from that and draws a foul. That foul called on Diabre Lightfoot. Lightfoot's another one of those football players that has a very bright future for the Leopards.
You can really see the speed there of Gallagher when he just even dribbling the basketball, how fast he is.
Yeah, he is pretty diminutive. He's listed at 6 foot. I think that's generous. I think he's
agree.
probably around 160 pounds, but
I agree. But he's very quick.
he won a WPIAL basketball title as a freshman, won his second last year. 3 is good. There's not many players at this level who can hit a shot like that.
Yeah, just a step back jumper with someone right up on him. That's a pretty good high school shot right there.
Alonzo Wade looking for a response. He gets it. So Wade's been carrying the scoring burden 6 of the 8 for the Leopards as they trim the deficit to 10. Final minute of the first quarter. Laurel Highlands looking to sweep this season series. And a travel goes on DeShields. He said he was hit.
Yeah, I think Belle Vernon may have got away with one there. That did look like a foul. But Belle Vernon needs a little help here, so hopefully they can capitalize here.
DeShields continues to plead his case. DeShields started his high school career at Uniontown and then after his freshman year transferred to nearby Laurel Highlands. We mentioned the Red Raiders actually defeated the Mustangs in the first meeting this season. What a move by Wade, and he draws contact. Is it in the act of shooting?
Yeah, they're going to give him 2 shots on that. Yeah, he really good with the ball, good handling, good moves, and get to the rim. I mean, that's right now is one of the best offenses for Belle Vernon is make sure they get into the paint and get some better looks.
Wade averages just shy of 13 points per game, but he looks like well on his way to eclipse that, although he's off on the first. Mentioned Uniontown defeating Laurel Highlands. Those teams will meet again at Uniontown on February 10th. Red Raiders 7-0, Laurel Highlands 6-1. Belle Vernon's in 3rd place at 4-3. 0 of 2. Kept alive by Kovac, however, and he desperately throws it off, but Martin follows on the putback for his first points.
Yeah, that's been some of Belle Vernon's best offense, is just offensive rebounds.
Gallagher tried to put it through the legs of Moore. He can't finish. Kovac trying to put it up, and it's a foul with 0.6 of a second left. Looks like on Rodney Gallagher. First on him. He's in disbelief, although with 0.6 of a second, probably not a high percentage lookup coming for the Leopards.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a quick catch and shoot or a tip. But that's the 6th offensive rebound for Belle Vernon already.
Kovac gets it up, but well off as the opening quarter comes to an end. 18-10, Laurel Highlands over Belle Vernon area. We'll take a break, head to the second as we continue our coverage on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Looking good, prize fighter! Are you ready to fight to give our customers the best deals?
For almost 40 years, C. Harper has been knocking out the competition with our famous 1-2 combo of great deals and fantastic customer service.
Is our sticker price the real deal?
At C. Harper will fight to get you the best price
Every time?
all the time.
It's just that easy.
We've played a quarter, 18-10 in favor of Laurel Highlands over Belle Vernon area. I want to thank C. Harper, one of our gold sponsors for tonight's broadcast, helping make this possible. Leopards and Mustangs. Last year these teams met. They were not in the same section, but what a anticipated showdown it was. And as you can see, that one as well went in favor of Laurel Highlands. That game actually brought both James Franklin and Pat Narduzzi, the head coaches of Penn State and Pitt football respectively, to the contest together to see both Gallagher and Martin. Gallagher has since pledged to WVU. The shield's off, but an offensive rebound by Bolish.
Belle Vernon still playing in their man-to-man switching defense here.
Has that been a staple for Coach Salvino?
Oh yeah, usually, but he was a full court press, a lot of diamond press when he was at Monessen. He's still playing full court man here, but he doesn't play too much zone.
Moore, nice kick out. Kovac wide open. That's off, and looks like Laurel Highlands is having a hard time with the defensive rebounds, but they can push, and it leads to 2 for Bolish.
Yeah, in the first quarter, Belle Vernon out-rebounded Laurel Highlands 9-6, and out of those 9 rebounds for Belle Vernon, 6 of them were offensive rebounds.
And Martin, even when he's not scoring, he gets after it on the glass. I think that's going to be one way that he can help the Leopards hang around here, but turnovers looming large. Now Gallagher in the open floor, and they take a foul, and that's an intentional foul on Moore. So explain what this means exactly, Greg.
Well, he's going to get 2 foul shots, and then Laurel Highlands is going to get the ball back out of bounds. So, again, Belle Vernon just being down 10 points can't give up easy possessions. So they're going to get 2 foul shots and then get the ball right back. It could be a 5-point possession. You can see here on the replay how he just turned and grabbed him purposely. So it's an intentional foul. He got beat to the hoop. I mean, I understand taking a foul, but you don't want to take an intentional foul in that situation.
Gallagher calmly hits the first, wasting no time. He hits the second. He's the anti-Giannis. Took about 3 seconds between those 2 foul shots.
He does have a smooth touch.
Yeah, that extends to a 12-point lead, and basketball stays with Laurel Highlands. We mentioned Gallagher, champion as a freshman. They won the title last year. 27-1 the Mustangs went. Their only loss was a surprising one. It came in the state quarters against Gateway. 3-point setback against the Gators. Gallagher, front iron, long rebound, and Bolish keeps it alive. He's making the little plays right now.
He is. He's going after the loose balls and coming up with them.
Corner 3, that one rattles out for Antoine Black. Black picked up a offer from Penn State football this past week. As Martin can't hit. Laux tips it back to Martin, and he gets this one to go and one for Q.
Again, another offensive rebound for Belle Vernon is certainly keeping their offense. Probably have at least 6 of their 12 points are offensive rebounds.
When you coached at Greensburg Central Catholic, often there was a lot of really good football players who also played basketball. And we talk so much about the collegiate interest on the gridiron for these players. I would imagine for both Coach Hogger and Salvino, it's difficult because you want them to get those football opportunities, but often it comes at the expense of this sport here in the winter as Gallagher calls a timeout. We'll continue that thought after a break. Less than 2 minutes into the second quarter, 22-13, Laurel Highlands over Belle Vernon.
30-second time.
This is the Westmoreland on the Hardwood podcast.
Hi there, I'm Sean Myers.
And this is Jack Ridenauer.
And we're back for another edition of the Westmoreland on the Hardwood podcast. This week we've got a lot to get to. The Norwin girls losing a couple of games. Hempfield area boys dropping overtime thriller. Franklin Regional boys plagued by injuries. The Yacht girls surprising run. And the Borough Buccaneers knocking off a couple of Westmoreland opponents.
And we've got Plays of the Week, Team of the Week, a trivia question, and a look ahead.
That will be all on this next edition of the Westmoreland on the Hardwood podcast. 30-second timeout taken by Laurel Highlands. They hold a 22-13 lead, and Gallagher with the ball. We mentioned headed to play for Neil Brown. So your thoughts on how you balance the football-basketball dilemma as Polish gets 2 more?
Well, I love to have the football players. They bring a toughness and a different attitude to the basketball court, and they're athletic. But, when you're trying to put in your basketball plays and your sets and build, there's a long 3.
Moore unable to hit it. That's a terrific box up by Kavanaugh.
It's just hard to build your continuity as a team, and a lot of the football teams that like Jeanette, they go deep into the football playoffs, often take several months. And there's a charge call. It's going to be a turnover. Good defensive play.
That's Alonzo Wade with the offensive foul. These teams familiar with each other on the football field as well. They've met the last few seasons.
I think that's one of Belle Vernon's problems is just getting the team chemistry going with the football players coming, and then they go and take their college visits and whatnot. Now, little changes. They're taking a switch to a 2-2-1 full court press and was able to get a turnover. And
Moore, there's more contact, but the officials say play on in that one, so Zion Moore gets his second hoop. Just 4 points for him, averages 25 per game.
This is a little reminiscence of some Menneson basketball. They played a lot of 2-2-1 full court press.
Polish, that's good.
Well, they drop back to a 2-3 zone, and that's what you happen to give up a 3. Good shot.
Don't want to maybe overstate this as Wade can't hit, but I think Polish, he might be an X factor in terms of their attempt to get another championship. You can count on Gallagher and DeShields, as DeShields now in double figures. He's got 10, joining Gallagher, who also has 10.
Well, if they try to get into a zone to help prevent penetration, that's where he's going to certainly come to play with his 3-point shot.
And he is the 3rd leading scorer on the season for them at 7.2, and then they don't have anyone else that's even at 4 points per game. So it's a huge drop-off as Martin front iron, and DeShields clears the glass. Now he's got some room in front of him. And a double dribble. As Shane Layton checks in for the visitors, and a timeout by Joe Salvino and the Leopards. They're down 14 about halfway through the second quarter. We'll continue on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Hi, Westmoreland sports fans. This is Al Gallardo, financial advisor with Lincoln Investment and longtime Westmoreland County resident. Whether it's a traditional or Roth IRA, 403B or 457 plan, mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, or bonds, I can help you navigate the markets and assist you in achieving all of your goals. Call me at 724-309-8337 or email me at agallardo@lincolninvestment.com and we'll get started together. Good luck to all of the area's athletes and coaches this season.
At D'Annunzio's, our menu is extensive with an abundance of selections. The next best thing to being at one of our 3 locations is having our frozen food and jarred sauce in your own home. For our frozen food selections, we have wedding soup, pasta fagioli, lasagna, stuffed cheese rigatoni, ricotta cavatelli, and potato gnocchi. Our jarred sauces include the original, smooth, marinara, and tomato cream. These products can all be found at our restaurants or your local grocer.
Leopards basketball almost halfway through the second quarter. Wade gets a good look out of that timeout, but unable to convert, and DeShields goes high for another rebound.
Yeah, Laurel Highlands been doing a much better job on the defensive glass for its second quarter. Good move inside. Belle Vernon's going to have to make them work a lot harder for their shots than that, else this game's going to get out of hand.
That dynamic duo of Gallagher and DeShields. It used to be a terrific trio. My goodness, what a block as Davis absolutely denied by DeShields. So Laurel Highlands actually took a massive blow this offseason because Brandon Davis, who was part of that trifecta, honestly, I think he was right up there with DeShields and Gallagher, transferred to the Keystone Athletic Academy. He had a year left, so he could be a fellow senior with these two, but in his absence, they have not really missed too much of a beat. They're at 15-2, as Martin athletically can't get it to go.
Yeah, he's having a hard time finishing around the rim this quarter.
They're getting the looks. That three off the heel by Layton, but an offensive rebound. Now Martin rips it away against Gallagher. What a matchup, and Q finishes. He thought it should have been an and one.
See if Belle Vernon can get a couple more stops. They went back to their man-to-man defense. Good penetration. And
Layton concocting a shot, well defended, and now Belle Vernon looks to push. Wade to the cup, that being Curtis Wade, and he's fouled.
Yeah, he'll get 2 foul shots here, so hopefully they can convert some foul shots and shrink this lead down a little bit.
Alonzo Wade missed his foul shots in the first quarter. Now we see Curtis, the freshman, go to the stripe. Foul called on Bolish for the first time. Not major foul concerns either way. 6 collectively on the Mustangs, just 3 on the Leopards, as unable to hit is Curtis Wade. And for a team down by 14, you got to hit your foul shots.
Yeah, they've not been shooting foul shots very well so far tonight.
One more forthcoming for Curtis Wade. We've got fans just sitting in the aisleway now. It's such a capacity crowd here.
They do have a nice crowd here. Well, it's important to hit this foul shot, not just for the score, but gives Belle Vernon a chance to set up their full court press.
And Curtis Wade goes 1 of 2.
So they're back into their 2-2-1. We'll see.
Gallagher plays with such poise. They've been saying that since he's been in 9th grade.
Yeah, he's got a quick first step. Good. There's your shooter.
Bolish tipped by Gallagher to DeShields, swatted away. Well, we saw Davis rejected by DeShields, and now he returns the favor.
The Laurel Highlands really doing a good job this quarter. They have 4 offensive rebounds already.
And a little bit of hostilities. Curtis Wade, I think, was talking to DeShields after that.
I don't think DeShields is used to getting too many block shots, so kudos to him. They need to get some more defensive stops on the Belle Vernon side here.
Gallagher.
Tough through.
Yeah. He can just hang and outlast that defender.
Great turnaround jumper, and his hang time is phenomenal. He's just a great all-around athlete.
I mentioned before, people after his freshman year were comparing him to Terrell Pryor. Pryor had major college basketball interest before ultimately settling on football. Gallagher followed the same path. Is that a 2-shot or 3-shot foul?
Yeah, I think he was beyond the arc. Nope, they're only giving him 2.
Foul goes on Layton, so it sends Moore to the line. And maybe a way to get Zion Moore going a little bit.
Yeah, he needs to start getting a scoring column. But you know, when Gallagher was playing AAU, he was actually on LeBron James' son team.
Yeah, Bronny.
So they got a lot of, obviously talent to just get to that, to play with him. There's a much needed conversion on a foul shot.
And there was, I would say, probably at least a year where it looked like Gallagher was trying to play both sports at the next level, which is very rare. It's a little bit easier for football and baseball because there's a gap in between, but football and basketball, they overlap, and you don't really give your body any time to rest. Now, that goes for high school as well, but it's a different animal at the collegiate level.
a lot of people forget Terrell Pryor actually committed to Pitt for basketball when he was a sophomore.
Yep. Ultimately ended up playing football at Ohio State and then in the NFL. And I believe Pryor has reached out to Gallagher many times over the years as Rodney can't hit that one. And good minutes by Davis as he grabs the rebound.
Good defensive rebound by Davis. He's giving him good minutes here.
Evan Polott, who was injury plagued during the football season, missed the WPIAL and state championship games. Good to see him back healthy, wearing a knee brace.
Let's see if he can give him a spark. They close. Hopefully a good close the last 2 minutes in this for Belle Vernon. Laurel Highlands are playing good defense.
More travel. Tried to do a little too much there. Well, Polott's one of the very few seniors on this team that is primarily comprised of sophomores and juniors for the Leopards.
Again, probably playing into that continuity and team leadership aspect.
Rick Hogger was all over that travel there.
Yeah. The coaches always make the good calls.
1971 graduate of Laurel Highlands. Mentioned coached the girls for 10 years, 164 and 82 at that position, and closing in on 20 years now with the boys.
Yeah, nice fake.
The Shields was still well contested, and another great rebound by Davis.
Yeah, he's really been helping them out in these couple minutes he's been in this quarter.
And a foul on the Shields, who's saying it should be an offensive foul. The officials don't see it that way. First on Keandre.
Well, between the two coaches that we have here, we have almost 70 years of high school coaching experience. So.
Yeah, well, you mentioned college. 15 years for Penn State Fayette for Rick Hogger.
Yeah, both these guys have been on the sideline a long time, and they do a great job, and just great people.
1-1, and Moore hits it. That's been a weak spot so far, this one for the Leopards at the line, but we'll see if they can make up some ground with the clock stop. The deficit now to a dozen.
See, Belle Vernon staying in there. A little bit of a 2-2-1 3/4 court press. They got a couple turnovers from this. We'll see if they can force something.
Yeah, that's
a foul. That's a football foul.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. Now the good news for the Leopards, it's not going to cost them right now. It's just the fourth team foul.
That's a football foul. You got to get in between the ball and the man, not go through him. Laurel Highlands has been doing a good job on offense. They've been getting good looks. And
24 of their 33 has come from DeShields and Gallagher. They each have 12 to this point. Gallagher looks to add to it. And he's going to head to the line. He just hangs in the air longer than anyone else on the floor.
Yeah, he really has a soft touch, and his athleticism is really showing.
Second foul on Alonzo Wade. I think it was a pretty significant move when Joe Salvino left Monessen, where he had so much success, 34 years, but did not go far geographically to Belle Vernon. And I know that that's also a path that some players, including Devin Whitlock, took. Started at Monessen, after a year moved to Belle Vernon, and Whitlock, he is a major void, the 1,000-point scorer who graduated last year.
Yeah, a great leader on the court and a scorer.
As Wade gets the quick response. So Alonzo Wade now has 8.
We'll see. It's going to be important 45 seconds here to close this off, so you can take some momentum into the half.
DeShields, they're not holding for the final shot clearly, and that time Davis got a little too much of the body.
Yeah, he's a big, strong kid, though. I mean, that's it's tough to stop him getting to the rim.
DeShields has been conversing with the officials frequently here tonight, even when he got the call.
Well, I think there was a couple he didn't like, and he got blocked once, but he's having a good first half.
13 now for DeShields.
And Laurel Highlands doing a good job from the foul line.
So the question I pose to you, and I know there's still a long way to go in the season, but if it is DeShields and Gallagher producing about 75 to 80% of their scoring, can they still win a championship in a really competitive 4A?
It's going to be tough, but I do think some of their other players can knock down some shots, and will have to step up big when they get into those tight playoff games. And there's a turnover by Belle Vernon leading to a fast break by Gallagher.
And a finish over Wade. So Gallagher continues his impressive showing. He's got 16. Leopards look back, they're down 15. And it is a turnover. So Wade could not keep the handle as you see the Gallagher finish over the outstretched arms of Wade.
Yeah, that's the 5th turnover for the quarter and the 10th for the game for Belle Vernon.
Mustangs looking for a final look here. They give it to Gallagher. Seems like a good decision.
Yeah. He's tough to stop. They're going to have to really try to double him. And that
rise and fire. It's good. Rodney Gallagher and Keandre DeShields dominant in the first half as the Leopards take a 41-23 lead into the locker room. Just some outstanding individual play. We will take a break, come back with the Excella Health halftime show. It's all Laurel Highlands 41-23 over the Leopards as we continue right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Looking good, prize fighter. Are you ready to fight to give our customers the best deals?
For almost 40 years, C. Harper has been knocking out the competition with our famous 1-2 combo of great deals and fantastic customer service.
Is our sticker price the real deal?
At C. Harper will fight to get you the best price
Every time?
all the time.
It's just that easy.
The most incredible machine ever created didn't come with replacement parts. Until now. Rebuilding the human body takes skill, not just science. At Excella Health, our team of specialists are using non-surgical treatments, minimally invasive procedures, and the most sophisticated surgical techniques to restore all aspects of human motion, whether you walk or fly. Orthopedics at Excella Health. Expert care. Here.
For over 35 years, Stevenson Insurance Associates in Greensburg has been saving their customers money on their auto insurance. If you are a safe driver and dissatisfied with the cost of your auto insurance, call Stevenson Insurance Associates at 724-832-9889. Lock in your great rate that won't change year to year unless you move, add a new driver, or buy a new vehicle. Call Stevenson Insurance Associates today for your free quote on auto, home, business, or life insurance at 724-832-9889.
The Collision Shop by Jason Mignone is your one-stop shop for all things auto body repair. Our experienced technicians and state-of-the-art facilities have you covered on both passenger and heavy-duty vehicle repairs, including scratches, scrapes, and dents, free estimates, body repairs, welding, refinishing, glass replacement, and more. Our all-new alignment and calibration shop has the tooling, equipment, and staffing to ensure top-quality alignment and calibration adjustments for your vehicle. Our friendly office staff is more than happy to assist you through every step of your vehicle's repair process. Visit the Collision Shop by Jason.com for our complete list of services.
We know speaking with your teen or your young adult about drugs and alcohol can be challenging, but is necessary. Remember to have a conversation, not a confrontation. Establish good communications, break through barriers, and be firm but loving. Here are some helpful tips. Choose a good place and time to chat. Talk with openness. Actively listen. Offer empathy and support. For more information, visit us online at WEDACINC.org. Westmoreland Drug and Alcohol Commission. Prevention is key.
The Westmoreland Sports Network is available on social media. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our page on Facebook for the latest Westmoreland County sports news, WSN broadcast links, scores, game stories, videos, pictures, and much, much more. Also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for archived interviews and broadcast highlights. The Westmoreland Sports Network is available whenever and however you want it.
Full house. We even have some canines in attendance for this big showdown here tonight. We have reached halftime. We welcome you into the Excella Health halftime show. Excella Health Expert Care here. 41-23, Laurel Highlands in complete command of host Belle Vernon area through the first 16 minutes of action. Sean Myers, Greg Bizignani on the call, producer Dan Flickinger, Chris Smith working the camera in this jam-packed gymnasium. But by and large, the Leopards fans have been quieted because of the duo of Keandre DeShields and Rodney Gallagher.
Yeah, I mean, Laurel Highlands is just doing it on both ends. They're offensively, they're getting to the rim. They're getting great shots. Rodney Gallagher's making his shots. They're shooting a very high percent. Belle Vernon is trying to stay in the game, offensive rebound, but they just made too many turnovers, not enough continuity, a little bit too much one-on-one play. So we'll see. I'll be curious to see if Coach Salvino changes his defensive strategy in the second half, maybe tries to play a little bit more zone to prevent penetration, but they're going to have to get some good looks and some scores offensively.
The first meeting this season, that was obviously at Laurel Highlands. The Mustangs won 69-64. And Joe Salvino said he thought his team actually did a really good job defending both Gallagher and DeShields. Now, Rodney scored 24, Keandre scored 22, so those are still big numbers, but he thought that by and large they defended them well. I don't think he would say the same through the first half tonight.
No, I can't imagine them happy with their defensive effort right now. They're getting, not only are they scoring a lot, they're getting high percentage shots and they're getting into the paint. So if I'm Coach Salvino at halftime, I'm telling my guys, you got to have 3 guys watching those 2 at all times. Make the other kids on the Laurel Highlands team beat you. Don't let those 2 continue what they're doing. And see if they can make some adjustments. But kudos to Laurel Highlands. I mean, they're an experienced team. They have a lot of seniors. They are well coached. They came in here. They weren't intimidated in this environment, and they're performing on both ends of the floor right now.
I love having you on a broadcast because I can ask questions and you can tell me if I'm completely out of my mind or not. Is there a scenario where Belle Vernon or really any team going against Laurel Highlands legitimately sends a hard double team at both DeShields and Gallagher and basically plays one defender against the other 3, by and large?
Oh, I mean, I've seen it done before. You know, Coach Butler used to come out and play some really unique defenses, and they'd put 2 guys on one or one on. You know, the problem with Laurel Highlands is you have 2 guys, so you're going to have 4 guys and leave the other, 2 open. So it probably leads to more like of a junk type of defense, where you're going to have to play a triangle on 2. And I got a feeling Laurel Highlands is going to see that, especially as they go into the playoffs, where you just deny the ball to those 2, and the other 3 play a zone and make the other 3 players on Laurel Highlands beat you.
So Joe Salvino, if anyone knows how to make adjustments, it's him. When you win over 700 games, I think it's pretty much a proven fact that you know how to coach the sport of basketball. What can he do at this point to try to get his team back in this game? Because I think right now, if they don't come out strong in the first couple minutes, this one could all be but decided.
No, I agree. I mean, DeShields and Gallagher right now are really controlling the game. If I'm Coach Salvino at halftime, I'm telling my kids, okay, let's take this. The first half is over. We're coming out at 0-0. Let's win the third quarter and just play 1 quarter at a time, 1 possession at a time, and try to have a little bit more focus defensively on Gallagher and DeShields to make the other kids stop and beat you. They need a little bit of confidence. Belle Vernon's a young team. They got some great minutes defensively from Davis. He got some great defensive rebounds. They got to really make sure they limit Laurel Highlands to 1 shot, hopefully get a little hotter on the offensive end.
Zion Moore, 7 points for Belle Vernon in the first half. He averages 25 per game. The first 7 games of the season, he went 20 or more every single time. Do you expect that we'll see him in some favorable scenarios on offense?
Oh, I mean, they're going to need him to score. The biggest problem is on defense, he's got Gallagher to deal with, and he's, just a great athlete. So, I think Quentin Martin's going to have to be a little bit bigger factor in the second half. They're spending a lot of time driving into the lane and getting hoops. They may need to get some more kick-out looks and some threes, and again, a couple other people come up big on Belle Vernon and scoring in the second half.
Second half will be upcoming momentarily. We'll take a quick break, get you ready for the third quarter. 41-23, Laurel Highlands over Belle Vernon area. As we continue our coverage of high school basketball, it's here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
That's the power of
Coach, building a championship team, I know for you, it's all about the details. The same goes with the Bowsers.
No doubt about it. I mean, it's the tiny little details every single day, not forgetting about it the next day and maybe doing it the following day. I mean, I think details are everything.
As Coach says, get your eyes right on the power of Bowser.
The Bowser family is proud to have Coach Narduzzi as part of our team.
When you're in pain or suffering from an injury, all you want is to get back on your feet, back to living your life. At East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, that's what we've done for 35 years. Our staff is skilled, experienced, and compassionate. Our facilities are modern and welcoming, and our focus is on you. So if you want to feel better, play better, and live better, call us today or visit one of our 6 offices.
East Suburban Sports Medicine. Take it from me, Bill Hillgrove. It's the best care, hands down.
Seton Hill University is more than academics. It's an experience. It's student clubs, camaraderie, leadership opportunities, individualized guidance from faculty, and much more. Here, you'll join a community dedicated to transforming the world. With an above-average career placement rate and career services for life, Seton Hill University will support you far beyond graduation day. Start your Seton Hill experience by scheduling a campus visit at setonhill.edu/visit.
We get it. High school is tough. Life is tough. There's so much pressure from teachers, parents, and your peers. There's so much emphasis on your future, what you're going to do with yourself.
Sometimes it's easier to give in and drink a little, smoke a little, or take a little, but this stuff truly does have consequences.
If you can't handle high school, how are you going to handle prison? How are you going to handle being homeless?
Or how are you going to handle living your last days in a hospital?
So don't drink, smoke, or take drugs if you don't think you can handle the consequences or your family's disappointment.
Just about set to begin this third quarter here at Belle Vernon Area High School with the Leopards down 41-23 to the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. A highly anticipated matchup, and so far it's been a one-sided one. Keep in mind that Laurel Highlands, as good as the Mustangs are, and they are very much a title contender, they are not even the first-place team in this section. That is Uniontown.
Yeah, Uniontown's got a lot of good athletes this year. They're a good team. That'll be a great matchup next time they play each other.
Alonzo Wade maybe tried to do a little too much, and it's swatted away by Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh had just 2 points in the first half, but played his role well. Interesting that Tommy Davis, who did not start the game, starts the third quarter on the floor for Belle Vernon.
Well, he earned it in the second quarter. He played well in the second quarter. Good. That's a good penetrating kick by Gallagher there to get the other.
Yeah, Bolish can certainly knock down a three, and that's even easier. That's about a 15-foot baseline J.
Yeah, that's going to make them a much stronger team if they start getting some of those type of looks.
Moore puts it up, puts it in.
Well, he's got a very quick release.
That is the first three-pointer for the Leopards in this contest.
Yeah, good shot, very quick release. Don't see that quick release on your shot in high school very often.
Well, certainly one way to try to come back against a double-digit deficit is to get hot from behind the arc. We'll see if that's part of what the Leopards can do here. Is the Shields missed and then an immediate foul after Moore secured the rebound.
Mustang foul number 11, Krisner.
Goes on Krisner, his second. Kavanaugh also has a pair for Laurel Highlands. Zoe Wade has two for Belle Vernon.
Getting to the free throw line early in the third quarter would help them too get back in the game.
Although they at times struggled to knock down those foul shots. Wade, rise and fire. That's good. We're starting to see some signs of life offensively for the Leopards here.
Yeah, a couple good looks and good knockdowns there the last two possessions.
Can they get stops on this end? The Shield says, not against me.
Yeah, they really, I mean, he's a strong force, gets into the lane, but once he gets in the lane, he's tough to stop.
15 for the Shields. Wade bobbled it, kicks it out. Moore, he's good again. Well, we thought he would step up offensively, and 6 quick points for Moore nearly matches his entire first half output of 7.
You can see now they are sort of, it doesn't work. They had two guys focusing on Gallagher, and he still pulls up and hits a three.
That's how you respond. Rodney Gallagher has 22. He has been near flawless in this contest.
Yeah, he has hardly even hit the rim tonight.
This is the first time I've seen him for Laurel Highlands. I saw him in an AAU showcase early on during COVID that we had on the Westmoreland Sports Network as a foul on Laurel Highlands.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here they're shading him with two defenders, and he still pulls up and hits a three about 4 feet behind the three-point line.
And Moore able to do the same.
Yeah, we got
Quentin Martin, who's got maybe some issues with his hand right now.
Yeah, it looks like his thumb, I would say, the way it's taped.
That's his left hand. Moore against a triple team and gets it to go. The Shields came over for the block, but Moore finds the bottom of the net as he's already up to 15.
Yeah, much more better efficiency offensively so far. They got to get from Belle Vernon, need to get some stops though.
Good contest, and it forces the Shields to miss that short. It just feels kind of quiet in here right now, even though the Leopards making some offensive surges here as Martin follows it up.
Yeah, good offensive rebound again.
And that prompts a timeout for Rick Hogger. Leopards trying to claw back. They've pulled within 13, showing signs of life. We'll take a break and continue third quarter coverage right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Looking good, price fighter. Are you ready to fight to give our customers the best deals?
For almost 40 years, C. Harper has been knocking out the competition with our famous 1-2 combo of great deals and fantastic customer service.
Is our sticker price the real deal?
At C. Harper, we'll fight to get you the best price.
Every time?
All the time.
It's just that easy.
We appreciate C. Harper, our gold sponsor for tonight's broadcast here at Belle Vernon. Leopards starting to find that rhythm offensively. They'll have to continue to try to slow down DeShields and Gallagher as DeShields gets an easy two. He just explodes.
Yeah, he gets into the lane again. He's tough to stop in that situation. See if Belle Vernon can keep up their scoring efficiency this quarter.
Moore's been the hot hand. Kovac.
Nice.
Beautiful feed, but unable to corral it. Davis maybe not expecting that pass.
Yeah. That was a good inside pass. A lot of the big guys sometimes don't have the best hands. They hit him off his hands, went out of bounds. We'll see if they have Martin on Gallagher now, so we'll see if that changes their defensive strategy a little bit.
Well, it certainly makes it harder to shoot over him as Martin comes up with the steal and just powering his way for two. That's a five-star football player right there, showing why with his incredible strength.
A little bit of forearm push there, got away with, but now they have to stop DeShields driving to the hoop. Martin is taking away Gallagher a little bit. We'll see. He's going to take him outside the hoop and maybe isolate him here. We'll see a little bit of athleticism on athleticism here.
Martin able to fight through the screen. He's fired up.
Yeah, this is a good, fun to watch here.
He's talking to Rodney. And Gallagher misses, but DeShields follows it up. Well, Martin did his job, but no one could check Keandre DeShields.
Yeah, that was a great follow-up dunk.
And DeShields is fouled. That's deflating, I would think, to some extent for the Leopards.
Oh, absolutely. Martin did a great job, worked really hard on defense, and Gallagher made him take a very tough shot, but nobody boxes out DeShields, and he comes right in, easy put back with his athleticism.
That said, I think you find something there with Martin on Gallagher, and not to say that he's going to completely shut him down, but I think it makes life a lot harder for Rodney after he was really just unguardable in the first half.
Now they switched him back to DeShields because he's the one that's hurting him offensively, so he can't guard both of them at the same time, but we'll see if he can put up the same defensive effort.
And they have Lightfoot on Gallagher, and Gallagher's not even in this play. He'll just let DeShields go to work, and Rodney gets a little bit of a breather on that one as DeShields gets two more. He has 21.
Oh, good move, though.
Moore, too strong. Offensive rebound by Laux. Laux misses everything. Lightfoot, and he'll go to the line. Laux is yet to scratch. He's the starting quarterback and a defensive end for the Leopards. Missed a game recently for a college football visit.
Here again, Belle Vernon doing a good job offensively. This is probably the third or fourth time in the game where they've had two offensive rebounds back-to-back.
So Lightfoot to the line.
Let's see if they can. He's only a freshman, but see if he can convert some big foul shots.
That misses. There was just one bench point for the Leopards in this one is Lightfoot. We talked about the football team. He's one of the players, and they were recently honored as our Shining Stars recipient for the fall sports. You can check that out right now. There's an article on westmorelandsports.com. Courtesy of Smale Kia. They and the Mount Pleasant area girls soccer, the fall sports winners. You win a state football title, you're going to get recognized as a blocking foul goes on the Leopards.
Yeah, they're asking a lot for that freshman to guard Gallagher here, and he took him good move and got into the rim, got into the paint and did the rim.
Leopard foul number 2 more.
They're calling a block before the shot. I don't know.
Well, if you're Laurel Highlands, say, okay, well, instead of the foul shots, we'll just get a 3.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think Gallagher's a little upset with that call. I think he's going to take a shot on this one.
The Shields.
Martin doing a good job keeping him outside the paint.
He's just right up in the groove to Shields, and now instead they'll go to Gallagher. It's a long 2. Oh, I've never seen that in my life. Look at that.
Yeah, that goes as a jump ball.
It's the same as like the wedgie scenario.
So whoever has the possession hour gets that.
Yeah, Matt Humbert, the athletic director and football coach, had the ladder out earlier. And the official hit it the first try, and then Martin knocks it down on the second try. Good work.
Probably the best shot that...
How does that happen?
It just bounced up there. I'd say that's the best shot Mike Gaffney, the referee, has made in a long time. At least hitting that ball, but it still didn't come down. Laurel Highlands staying in their half-court man, which has been very successful for them so far this game.
Moore.
Let's see if he can stay hot.
And the foul before the shot.
So Moore is penetrating a lot, getting some fouls built up on Laurel Highlands here. That's their 4th foul in the quarter.
And it goes on Black. We're going to hear the name Antoine Black quite a bit over the next few years. Too strong by Moore. Locks keeps it alive. Martin tries a long shot. It's a deep 2. Had a foot on the line.
But another offensive rebound for Belle Vernon, give him a second look.
Martin has 13. Gallagher, they just cannot stay in front of him.
No, they're choosing their poison. Do you want Martin to guard DeShields or Gallagher? He does a good job keeping out of the paint, and then Laurel Highlands is doing a good job recognizing it and going to the one who he's not guarding.
That's the 3rd on Zion Moore, so that becomes a real concern now. I think because they're down double digits, they have to keep him out there, but if you're Laurel Highlands, maybe try to attack Moore. What an attempt. Does not work for DeShields and allows the run out. That should be a goaltending, I think.
If it's a shooting foul, I agree 100%. That should be a goaltending, but it doesn't look like he's looking at that. So we'll see this on the fast break.
Prisner picks up the foul.
We'll see if it hits the bank board first.
Unless the Shields time that up.
We'll have to earn it the hard way now from the foul line.
First is good for Curtis Wade.
Back in the ball game for the Mustangs.
So he earns his second.
Still slowly cutting into the lead. 18-point lead at halftime, cut down to 13. Can make it 12 on this shot.
2 of 2.
So a good half so far for Belle Vernon, and see if they can keep it up. They really got to stop Gallagher from driving, though. He's got a matchup problem right now.
Last time these teams met at Belle Vernon, it was the Leopards who won as well. Moore goes flying about 15 feet. Martin the other way, banks it in. Moore almost ended up in the hallway.
Yeah, that was a little bit physical there. Probably Belle Vernon got away with a little physicality, but to their credit, cut it to 10 points. See if they get another defensive stop. We'll see if Gallagher takes it over.
I was going to say it's Gallagher time here, and that's a clear reach and foul. You said pick your poison. I think just the energy alone of Martin covering Gallagher, I would go back to that a little bit more if I'm Joe Salvino.
Yeah, I don't.
There he goes off the screen entirely.
Yeah. Hard to miss that one. I'll let the referees know about that after the game. I'm good at that.
5 fouls on Laurel Highlands, 4 on Belle Vernon, so we've had a lot of whistles in this 3rd quarter. There's another reach in, but this time Gallagher's able to dribble past. Halfway down, put back by Black. Doesn't go to Shields, and he finishes and 1. Well, if you're the Leopards, you almost wish that first one did go down.
Offensive rebounding kills.
And Martin picks up the foul.
If you see what happened on the replay, when Gallagher beat his man, 3 Belle Vernon defenders all closed on Gallagher, and that made the offensive rebounding wide open for Laurel Highlands there. Belle Vernon has to do a better job talking on defense and who's going to say who's going to help.
Is there maybe blood on Zion Moore at this point? They've pulled him off of the stripe, and now Joe Salvino. Maybe a warning?
Yeah, probably just a warning. I suspect he may have been saying something, and then they...
So he's able to stay in the game. No technical has been assessed, but they basically pulled him off of the block here with this impending foul shot for DeShields. Interesting. And that's good. 12-point lead as we've reached the final minute of the third. Stripped away, but Polott was fouled, so he'll go to the line.
Foul number 3, Bolish.
And Bolish has now picked up 3. That could be notable. He's been the third option, if you will, for this Mustangs team. He's got 9.
He's definitely the go-to after DeShields and Gallagher for sure. Has a nice shot.
Struggles at the line continue for Belle Vernon.
Davis back in for 11.
I always said that the football players always have a hard time shooting foul shots, but that actually had good rotation. See if he can put this one in.
Schwartfeger has returned for the Mustangs. He's another senior on a pretty senior-laden group as Polott missed both, nearly got it back, but it's ultimately the Mustangs who clear the glass. Now Black will slow it down. Corner 3, quick trigger, and Martin rises to clear the miss by Schwartfeger.
Good athleticism on that rebound. We'll see if they can get
a double Q. Moves it to Alonzo Wade. Short jumper's off.
I had a good look there. Good work by Quentin Martin. Unfortunately, they couldn't convert. Gallagher just constantly looking to attack.
Yeah, Kovac nearly was able to jump that one, but Gallagher was able to get it to his teammate. And now Martin really extending the defense about 45 feet.
Well, he should maybe get a 5 count. Great athleticism here, both parts.
And DeShields, it does not matter. He says, no one can guard me.
He's having a good game.
Leopards had to put it up. Yeah. Martin for 3. It's off. Third quarter complete. 15-point Laurel Highlands lead as they were able to weather a bit of a run. We'll head to the fourth after this on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Are you ready to fight to give our customers the best deals?
For almost 40 years, C. Harper has been knocking out the competition with our famous 1-2 combo of great deals and fantastic customer service.
Is our sticker price the real deal?
At C. Harper will fight to get you the best price.
Every time?
All the time.
It's just that easy.
The Collision Shop by Jason Mignone is your one-stop shop for all things auto body repair. Our experienced technicians and state-of-the-art facilities have you covered on both passenger and heavy-duty vehicle repairs, including scratches, scrapes, and dents, free estimates, body repairs, welding, refinishing, glass replacement, and more. Our all-new alignment and calibration shop has the tooling, equipment, and staffing to ensure top-quality alignment and calibration adjustments for your vehicle. Our friendly office staff is more than happy to assist you through every step of your vehicle's repair process. Visit the Collision Shop by Jason.com for our complete list of services.
A big environment for a big showdown here at Belle Vernon area, but so far it has been pretty lopsided in favor of the visiting Laurel Highlands Mustangs as they look to get their 16th win of the season and keep pace for the time being with Uniontown. The Red Raiders at Southmoreland tonight. That's a pretty good Scotties team, and yet they're just 2-5 in this section because the section's so darn good. Elizabeth Ford at Albert Gallatin, the other matchup tonight in section play.
Yeah, it is one of the best sections in 4A. Belle Vernon had a good third quarter. They had cut it to 10, but unfortunately Laurel Highlands scored the last 5 points to go back up by 15. But Belle Vernon still won the score in that quarter.
They outscored the Mustangs 21-18.
And a quick turnover there on Laurel Highlands. So better played third quarter for both teams in terms of turnovers.
Martin tries a deep 2 off Kovac, and he somehow puts that up and in for his first points. High degree of difficulty to get him on the score sheet.
Yeah, another offensive rebound. That's the 9th offensive rebound for the game for Belle Vernon.
Martin back on Gallagher. And the Leopards draw a double. What's the call?
I think he's going to call a foul on Martin.
It is on Martin. His second.
He did a good job doubling him. Tough call. He did hit him on the forearm there, but they had him in a double team. You had to bail him out with a foul, but we'll see. Martin's going to continue on Gallagher. And now they're running two people at Gallagher trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Leads to a deep 2, and it's good as Swartfager knocks it down. His first points come here in the 4th. I think if you're Salvino, though, you'll live with that.
Yes, make someone other than Gallagher or DeShields beat you.
DeShields with a strong rebound off of the Moore miss. Black throws it up. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Everyone seemingly stopped except for DeShields.
Well, they've run that play more than once this year.
I don't know, maybe the Leopards just lost sight of the basketball, and DeShields tips this rebound as he and Gallagher again. Everyone knows that they're the guys that you have to stop, and no one can seem to do it.
Yeah, now Martin's back on DeShields now. We'll see. They have two.
Well, they're double teaming everything now between those two. And Laurel Highlands nearly turns it over, but a fortuitous bounce that Antoine Black is able to take advantage of.
Yeah, if they keep getting those bounces, I mean, this game's getting out of hand quick. Belle Vernon needs to keep taking good shots.
Martin, jumper. Black has the miss, taken away by Martin, and then Black gets it right back. 19-point advantage for Laurel Highlands. Gallagher trying to add to it. He does.
Boy, he's been just shooting well tonight.
And a timeout taken by the Leopards. Gallagher with 25, DeShields with 28. They have outscored Belle Vernon by themselves. Full timeout on the floor. We'll step aside to continue our coverage here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Your next golf adventure awaits at Manor Valley Golf Course in Export. Manor Valley offers 18 scenic holes over gentle sloping fairways and the purest putting surfaces around. Manor Valley Golf Course in Export is the perfect place to host your next golf outing, banquet party, or shower. Manor Valley also offers league play and great membership rates. Tee times available. Call 724-744-4242. Visit ManorValleyGC.com.
Right now at Smale Kia, take $500 off any in-stock or incoming 2023 Kia Soul or Forte, or lease a 2023 Kia Forte LXS for just $295 a month. A fair price all the time. At Smale Kia, you never have to worry about the ugly three. No sly market adjustments, no creepy addendum, no fancy surcharges. Avoid the ugly three and be free. Shop Smale Kia, where you never pay more than MSRP.
Laurel Highlands behind DeShields and Gallagher in command of this one. A little more than 2 minutes gone in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, a 9-0 run by Laurel Highlands, really taking that lead up now to 22 points.
Alonzo Wade, and he's fouled.
It's a lot of one-on-one play for Belle Vernon. Makes him more stagnant on offense, although Wade is a good offensive player. See if he can make some foul shots here.
Foul number 12,
Swartfager called for the foul. Wade has 10 points, unable to add to it there. Missed foul shots, that's an area that I'm sure the team will lament after this one.
Sure, especially the second one. When you're down and you got to get your full court press set up, you got to make the second foul shot.
One of two.
Let's see, they're going to play full court man-to-man here.
Starting to see some fans exiting as they say, what did Gallagher committed some sort of violation?
He hit the ball on the inbounds and then picked it back up, so it's really an out-of-bounds play.
Okay, all right, yep. That's a great replay there. Flick's the best because he has instant replays of seemingly innocent inbounds as Martin gets 2 more. Well, if they're going to come back, obviously they're going to have to get a lot of stops, and can't get this one, but it's swatted away by Martin, throws it off of Black. Great defense by Quentin Martin. He is far from giving up.
No, I mean, you know, that athleticism, not only does he make the block, then he gets the ball and he's able to throw it off to the Laurel Highlands defender and get the possession back. Great athletic play.
Yeah, that's some good defense, and it's last touched by Zion Moore.
Yeah, I think that came back and hit him before he came out of bounds. So
Well, Quinn Martin has yet to make his college football decision. I would suspect probably by the end of the summer he will have made that, although you never know. He's got plenty of time. But it's not out of the realm of possibilities that he and Rodney Gallagher could become teammates.
Yeah, if he decides to go to West Virginia. So Belle Vernon really trying to run at the ball here. And Laurel Highlands is playing basically a four-corner offense and spreading the floor out.
Gallagher scoops, and the Leopards secure the rebound with Davis. Do they have to really speed up their offensive sets here, down by nearly 20?
Yeah, when you're you really have to. You still want to take good looks, but you really got to try to push the ball and not get into long offensive sets to run the clock down.
Timeout on the floor. Under 5 minutes left. I just want to thank C. Harper once again, our gold sponsor for tonight's broadcast. First time we've had the Leopards this season on WSN, for basketball at least. We were able to do a number of their football games, including the state championship in what was, I don't know if you saw how that game ended. They had a goal line stand at the 1 yard line, forced a fumble with about a minute left to secure a 1-point victory. Just incredible finish to that game against Newman Goretti, and one that everyone on that field for the Leopards, including their coach Matt Humbert, will remember for the rest of their lives.
Quite an accomplishment to win a state title, so kudos to Belle Vernon for that. Like to see their Quentin Martin's continued competitiveness in this game, despite down 19, still playing like the game's tied.
Loses the handle there. And you would be able to answer this better than I, but I would think if he wasn't already clearly set on football, that Martin could have plenty of options collegiately for basketball if he wanted to go that route.
Oh, absolutely. He's athletic. He plays big. He'd definitely be a scholarship basketball player.
And Wade, the hoop, and then more nearly the steal, but I believe he stepped out. So it'll go back to Laurel Highlands. Mustangs with 3 WPIAL titles. 2 of them have come while Rodney Gallagher has been on the team, 2020 and last season, 2022. The only one prior was 1968. The Leopards' lone basketball title was 1978.
Yeah, I think Laurel Highlands definitely going to be a competitor this year for getting back to the finals.
Yeah, people think maybe Lincoln Park could be the team to beat. Look at this. That's a quarterback on the football team throwing to a receiver on the football team, as DeShields, the beneficiary of that great pass by Rodney Gallagher.
Yeah, certainly a good hookup.
And Black clears the miss. He's tied up and held ball. We'll give it back to the Leopards. Gallagher makes this look easy.
He does. He's smooth. He's athletic. He's smart. He's competitive. And he's got all the things you like to see in a basketball player.
Wade unable to hit. It's a pretty good rebound by Kavanaugh. Yeah, they don't need these other players to do a ton of scoring, obviously, but this is a guy that I think will have to hit some clutch shots. That time it doesn't go for Bolish. Especially against the likes of a Uniontown or a Lincoln Park, you're probably thinking we need a third player to step up and maybe not put up a ton of points, but hit important shots.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you get in the playoffs and these teams are going to be well scouted and good game plans coming in. So, but I'll tell you, it's going to take some good defenders to stop DeShields and Gallagher one-on-one. But they may see a little bit more zone as they go down into the stretch.
Moore hits the front end of the 1-and-1, so he's got 16. Greater Latrobe and Franklin Regional in a tight matchup in 5A. The Wildcats up by 2, 32-30 over the Panthers, third quarter. 1 of 2 for Moore. Well, sometimes it's just how a team is kind of built to not be a great foul shooting team. Is that something that once you get to this point of the season, do you kind of almost have to accept it is what it is as a coach?
Good inside pass. It's pretty hard to improve your foul shooting during the season. And they are going to cost you some close games down the end, but at this point in time, all you can do is keep practicing and shooting those foul shots at practice.
Well, they're playing off of Martin, daring him to shoot an outside shot. Instead, it goes to Polon. He'll take the shot, and that's his first points.
Yeah, Belle Vernon's still playing full court press, but they're taking a lot of chances, and that's exactly what happens if you don't get the success. You're going to give up easy baskets on the other end.
A baker's dozen for Bolish.
That's going to be a
Wade
charge, yeah.
and It is an offensive foul.
No, Colich, he was just sitting there the whole time waiting for that. That's a good easy call by the referees for a charge.
It's been a frustrating night at times for Wade as he heads to the bench. And
you can see Colich just sitting there planted both feet. Classic charge.
Well, Wade could have maybe channeled Vince Carter and just dunked it over him, right?
If he could have avoided him, that would have helped.
Yeah, that's how you avoid a charge, is just jump over the guy.
There's only a few people that can do that, even in the NBA.
The Shields, that's a hard foul. He's not too happy about it, but you can understand the Leopards, they're not going to concede anything here.
Leopard foul number 1, Wade.
Goes on Curtis Wade. I would think we're nearing the end for Gallagher and the Shields in this one.
Yeah, 20 points with just over 2 minutes and maybe another possession, and that's about it.
Yeah, and if you see a foul like that, if you're Rick Hogger, I think you say, okay, let's make sure that we don't have any of our guys potentially miss some time.
Yeah, this is always the coaching battle. Who takes their starters out first? You know, the team that's winning or the team that's losing?
My logic says the team that's winning, you take your starters out first, right? They've done their job, and you're not trying to, I guess, teach them a lesson at that point, right?
That's what typically happens. You know, a lot of it depends on your bench and how many kids you play during the game. But they have a big bench, and Laurel Highlands has been playing a lot of players, so I suspect another possession or two, and they'll have their starters out. Yeah, you can see they changed their defense back to a 2-3.
Both of these schools, they're 4A, but you look at their roster, and they almost look like a 6A roster size. That speaks to the health of these athletic programs. As Moore unable to hit, and with the exception of a little spurt in the third quarter, he's been far below his normal standard of scoring here tonight.
Yeah, Laurel Highlands has done a good job on him. There's a turnover by...
He'll go against Gallagher, and even that he can't hit. Martin can't put it back. Lightfoot's pass is tipped, goes to Moore, and he finally finishes.
4 for 2.
Even just defending a layup, Gallagher making a difference.
He does, and he doesn't quit even though they're up 20.
That's stripped away. A little sloppy basketball here with the outcome decided. Moore, and he'll go to the line.
No, got a good take by Moore. 3-on-1, get to the rim.
Well, so we've talked about the goals for these teams, and for Belle Vernon, a team that made it to the semis last year, made it to the semis the season before, made it to a championship game within the past 4 years. Obviously, they want to make a deep postseason run, but they're not even in the playoffs right now, so they've still got to take care of some business, as the first one's good for Moore.
Well, if they do win a couple games and get into the playoffs, they're not going to be an easy out because they're going to be a lot better than most third-place teams.
That's off. So remaining for the Leopards, they will be at Albert Gallatin. That's a Colonials team that's winless in the section. And then hosting Elizabeth Forward. EF currently tied with Southmoreland at 2-5 entering tonight.
So they have a good chance to finish off the season with a couple section wins and make the playoffs still.
Yeah. And even if they were to lose out, they still might be able to get in based on some other things. But you don't want to go into the playoffs backing your way in, as the Shields adds to his incredible night. He's got 34.
Yeah.
So both the Shields, will look out. That one thrown onto the bench. That might have been Rick Tyberski with the catch. He was a player for Joe Salvino at Monessen. And it is officially now entered garbage time, as Marv Albert would say. The bench emptied for Laurel Highlands, and there's a lot of Mustangs faithful here showing their approval.
No, they did a good job tonight. They came in ready to play, focused, got good shots, shot the ball well, had their 2 leaders lead the team. So, kudos to the team and Coach Hogger tonight.
Ethan Koffler has entered the game. They still have a starter out there in Krisner. He shoots it now. A strong rebound by the recently inserted Dominic Galani for Belle Vernon.
See, this is the time for some of the players to get their name in the box score if they can score the basket.
Galani, an air ball. Putback does not bank home for Bellissimo.
Another sequence of 2 consecutive offensive rebounds for Belle Vernon.
It's Lightfoot who gets the finish. Lightfoot's got a very bright future ahead of him.
Yes, he's athletic. He'll be a good player.
As he snags that rebound. Well, the Mustangs this is a workmanlike performance here on the road, and they will, in all likelihood, set up a showdown to conclude the section against Uniontown to determine if they will be co-section champs or if the Red Raiders will win it outright. As held ball, good defense. Preston Rathway is into the game.
It'll be important for seeding too, because if Laurel Highlands does beat Uniontown in the last game, they'll probably get the higher seed going into the playoffs.
Yeah, now typically you hear that the defending champs get maybe a slightly favorable benefit of the doubt type of scenario, and this is the defending champs in 5A now in 4A. So I think Laurel Highlands, they're going to be seated just fine no matter what, but this is a big-time performance as they win this one decidedly 78-59 over the Leopards. We'll take a break, come back with the post game as we continue our coverage of high school hoops here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Are you ready to fight to give our customers the best deals?
For almost 40 years, C. Harper has been knocking out the competition with our famous 1-2 combo of great deals and fantastic customer service.
Is our sticker price the real deal?
At C. Harper, we'll fight to get you the best price.
Every time?
All the time.
It's just that easy.
This is the Westmoreland on the Hardwood podcast.
Hi there, I'm Sean Myers.
And this is Jack Ridenauer.
And we're back for another edition of the Westmoreland on the Hardwood podcast. This week we've got a lot to get to. The Norwin girls losing a couple of games. Hempfield area boys drop an overtime thriller. Franklin Regional boys plagued by injuries. The Arc girls surprising run. And the Borough Buccaneers knocking off a couple of Westmoreland opponents.
And we've got Plays of the Week, Team of the Week, a trivia question, and a look ahead.
That will be all on this next edition of the Westmoreland on the Hardwood podcast.
Hi, Westmoreland sports fans. This is Al Gallardo, financial advisor with Lincoln Investment and longtime Westmoreland County resident. Whether it's a traditional or Roth IRA, 403B or 457 plan, mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, or bonds, I can help you navigate the markets and assist you in achieving all of your goals. Call me at 724-309-8337 or email me at agallardo@lincolninvestment.com and we'll get started together. Good luck to all of the area's athletes and coaches this season.
The most incredible machine ever created didn't come with replacement parts. Until now. Rebuilding the human body takes skill, not just science. At Excella Health, our team of specialists are using non-surgical treatments, minimally invasive procedures, and the most sophisticated surgical techniques to restore all aspects of human motion, whether you walk or fly. Orthopedics at Excella Health. Expert care. Here.
An impressive performance here tonight for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs as they win this one decidedly over the Belle Vernon area Leopards, 78-59. The final in this one, Sean Myers, Greg Bizignani to put the finishing touches. So you look at this Mustangs team, we knew they were going to be really good. The question was, would they be able to have other players step up with Brandon Davis moving on? He transferred to the Keystone Athletic Academy. It was a three-headed monster. Now it's a terrific duo, but the Shields and Gallagher really, and not to diminish what Bolish and other players did, but those two themselves, I think, probably did enough to win this game against Belle Vernon there. It just speaks to how good both of them really were.
I mean, you have two outstanding athletes out there that today just put on a show. I mean, they got good shots. They finished at the rim. They played hard defensively, and they certainly led their team. So, I mean, they're fun to watch. They're going to be tough to beat as they go deep into the playoffs. You're definitely going to have to stop those two if you got a chance to beat Laurel Highlands.
They combined for 59. Belle Vernon collectively scored 59. If you're Joe Salvino, and I know you know him pretty well, going against him for many, many years, what do you say now, and what do you work on going forward?
Well, you know, they got to regroup. They still have a chance to have a good finish, win their last two games, get into the playoffs, and make some noise. I mean, they have had a very competitive section. Belle Vernon's record is not indicative of how good of a team they are. I do think they can still get this together, make a deep run into the playoffs. He has a young team. He has to keep their confidence up and go into the playoffs playing on a high run. So, I'm excited for them. I think they got a good future, and Coach Salvino is one of the best that's ever been in the WPIAL, so I think he'll have them ready still come the end of the season.
My colleague, Cale Berger, down there honoring Keandre DeShields as he gets a little memento for his big-time performance. 34 for DeShields, 25 for Gallagher, 13 for Bolish. No one else had more than 2 points on Laurel Highlands. Kavanaugh had 2, Schwartfeger had 2, and Black had 2. It was a little bit more balanced on the Leopards side, as they had 3 players in double figures. 19 for Moore to lead the way. Martin 17, Wade, that meaning Alonzo Wade with 13. 3 points each for Curtis Wade and Diabre Lightfoot. 2 apiece for Trevor Kovac and for Evan Polot. The Leopards now, it's hard to believe, they are below 500 overall. They are 9-10 and at 500 at 4-4 in the section. The Mustangs now 16-2, 7-1. Depending on what happens around this section, and this game got started a half an hour earlier, so I don't think we're going to have any final scores, but Uniontown at Southmoreland, the way the Red Raiders are playing, I think it's safe to say that they are heavy favorites in that game. If they win, then it likely will set up a scenario where those two teams would play in about a week's time for the section championship on February 10th at Uniontown. Between now and then, Laurel Highlands has a non-section against South Allegheny in the Slammin' at Sewickley Academy tournament. That is actually tomorrow, so a quick turnaround, maybe a chance to get some of the other players some more meaningful minutes. And then they host Southmoreland on the 7th in their penultimate section game. We mentioned the Leopards. They have at Albert Gallatin at home against Elizabeth Forward. I know that, final score pretty lopsided, maybe didn't live up to the fantastic showdown that we were hoping for, but a game like this is a pretty special one, and this is why a lot of fans love tuning into our broadcast here of high school basketball, because we saw some high-level skill and some great athletes as well.
It is. I mean, there could be 4 or 5 athletes that were on the floor today that are going to be playing Division I sport at some point in the future, and it showed up, and it was a lot of fun for me to watch this. As you see Quentin Martin, Garden, both DeShields and Gallagher. You got 3 Division I athletes out there going at it and playing hard. So it was a fun game. It was a 10-point game with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And Laurel Highlands, I think their athleticism and their senior leadership did take over a little bit. But kudos to Belle Vernon. I think they're going to keep playing well. They're young. They still have a chance to make a run into the playoffs.
Well, ultimately, this one goes in favor of Laurel Highlands, 78-59 over Belle Vernon area. I want to thank our producer, Dan Flicking, our videographer, Chris Smith, our gold sponsor, C. Harper, and Joe Salvino, head coach of the Leopards, took plenty of time to talk to me earlier today to get us all set up for this one. But for now, for my colleague Greg Bizignani, Sean Meyer signing off. This one goes in favor of the Mustangs, 78-59 over the Leopards. Thanks for tuning into our coverage of high school boys basketball tonight and all season long. It's here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.